Yo, this is Terrell again. Hall of Fame, D-Line, and wherever else. This next video is about adding certain qualities for health. And of course, we all want the best looking dog. We all want the Arnold Schwarzenegger, well-muscled, beautiful headpiece, just, you know, a star. You know, most people would be lying if they said they didn't want that dog. But sometimes when you, especially even with the edge blood especially, which I believe, you know, a lot of the edge blood is closely related nowadays. It's all been intertwined so many different ways that it's just like a blur now in a lot of areas. You know, we get tight. You start seeing things that you might not like, and you do need to add a dog for all intents and purposes, health. You know, lately people have been down on the classics a lot, but if you are smart and you know how to breed, a lot of the classics hold the keys to making your dogs not only have better structure, which structure does equal health, it expands the overall longevity of the dog, of course, because of the health. You know, classics alleviate some of the issues you might have from compounding this blood more and more and having breathing issues, feed issues. You know, we can go on the issues all day. But at some point in your program, especially if you're into 3 or 4, 5 generations, you have to go somewhere else to bring in something else to break up the monotony of your blood to keep your dogs healthy. We all know that heavy inbreeding eventually is going to bring on some health issues. It's always smart to plan it out and find dogs that are super healthy, are super active, have no problems breathing, or whatever issue you might think is coming upon your yard. And just for me, and I say classics, but there are some dogs that are not classics that are very healthy and can add that to your program. It's just for me, I like certain classic dogs. But you know, this is a must. The heavy inbreeding all the time. Well, not just inbreeding, but even line breeding, because at certain points, once you line breed for so long, it's the equivalent to inbreeding. You know, it's going to hurt your program in the long run. And another thing that happens is, as those genes get tighter and tighter, and we've seen it happen with the edge dogs, the dogs will start getting small, they'll start losing substance. It'll be other little things that happen, and you'd be surprised by adding another bloodline how much that frees up stuff and is able to bring back the initial characteristics. But first and foremost, like I started off saying, is that it's a must, especially in this day and age where dogs are dying at 2 years old, 3 years old, just not making, well, most of them are 2 and 3, some of them can't make it past 5. We need to get to the point where our dogs are living 12 years. That should be a goal for people. You know, these dogs aren't giants, so, you know, it's not unrealistic to expect a dog to live 10 to 12 years. You know, and a lot of everything that we do as far as breeding goes is basically going to go on for the next 2 decades. The breedings that you're doing now and what you're putting into the gene pool right now is going to affect the dogs 20 years from now if they're around that long. If we constantly keep on putting this garbage and these genetic traits that don't allow for anything positive really to, you know, to come up out of it, eventually it's going to be nowhere else to go. Some of us, you know, not myself, but some of us just hate the healthier dogs so much that it's not bully. We'll talk about that in a minute. But, you know, we've tried to find every way around using some of those dogs that may not have the exact look we want. But that's the art of being a breeder. Sometimes you have to do a breeding that's for the next breeding. I might take a dog who's not as bully, take him to one of my bullier dogs that I feel like, hey, he needs to be tightened up. He needs to have a better motor. Pick the specimens out of that I feel like best represent what I want to use going forward. Breed that might not be as bully, just like the dog I implemented, to something that's a little bit bullier again, and get back to where I wanted to. A bully dog, but a bully dog that's bringing in healthy traits that can help my program going forward. And in order for your, you know, as you talk about programs go, in order for you to go forward, You're going to have to find a way to do these things to be successful. I could go on about this for days and days and weeks, but you would be bored. Thanks, and we'll have more coming up soon. Peace.